I don't see them as a threat at the final, to be honest, against Crystal Palace. If Crystal Palace play like they played Aston Villa,
Yeah,
because
they'll
Aston Villa,
win.
yeah, because Aston Villa is a good side. They're a really good side.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, they've been a good side lately, anyway. Especially when I saw their game against PSV, PSG, not PS, yeah, PSG,
yeah,
the
yeah.
Champions League, where they got knocked out. They really played. They really put up a fight, didn't they? So they're not a bad side. So I think Palace just really improved. They've improved a lot. I'm really rooting for Palace to win it. I don't like City anyway, so it's an easy one for me.
But
I,
also, I think in a way, perhaps because I'm a Palace fan, but the game on Sunday,
mm,
it didn't have the appeal of the game on Saturday. I think in a
no.
way it was never going to compete with the excellence of that game on Saturday. But so maybe that influences what I'm saying a bit. But yeah, let's face it, we know Manchester City are a very good side. I like Guardiola. I think you do as well. He's a great manager, and he's no mug. And on the day, on the final cup final day, he will have his troops there and ready, to win another trophy. That's what he's about. He's not going to win the Premier League this year, so the FA Cup wouldn't be a bad second for him to win.
Yeah.
So they're going to be going all out. So as I say, if Palace are going to win it, then do it against the best, really the best team in the league generally. Although we know this season Liverpool have outshone everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, Man City I think are on their way back. It will be interesting because with his domestic problems, his marriage, that could have made him think, well, I'm going to leave and go back home to Spain, which it may still do. But if anything, it's almost motivated him a bit more. And in fact, what we read now, he and his wife are giving it another go, the marriage. They were
All
together for
right.
a long time. He's agreed apparently to go back home between matches every week. So
Hmm.
he's going to be on that aeroplane a lot back to Spain, and if that's helped his marriage survive, that's great. But whether
Hmm.
that really works as a manager in the Premier League on an ongoing basis, I don't know. But we'll
Hmm.
see what happens.
Hmm.
But yeah, I like Guardiola, and just on the day, I'd hope he doesn't manage to beat Crystal Palace.
I'm hoping the same. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Yeah. The game yesterday. I don't know if you saw it. Arsenal and
Yeah, I did.
Arsenal PSG.
PSG. Yeah.
I don't really know what I was expecting of Arsenal. Um, but I wasn't quite disappointed because I think PSG was quite lucky. They did what PSG does because we saw them do against Liverpool, didn't they? Where they
Mm,
just they punish you. They punish you as soon as they can, and they just sit back and and
mm,
defend the goal. So I've seen them do it against, and of course we saw them do it against Aston Villa as well. But I was quite surprised that Arsenal didn't manage a goal. I mean, they did score a goal that was disallowed, but I was quite surprised they didn't manage a goal. And I think I had a higher expectation after the Madrid game. After they eliminated Real Madrid. What do you make of it? Did you see the game last night?
yeah, I did. I watched it, and I
Right.
must say, I thought PSG were excellent in the sense that they do this possession game. They do this possession game rather like, say, Man City and lots of other teams now try to copy that as well.
Hmm.
But they are so good at it, and one of the differences with other teams who play possession football is their speed. That they keep the ball in nice little tight triangles and things like that, but they do it quickly. They don't sort of do it at a slow pace. I mean, I think as the game went on, it did slow down a bit, to be fair,
Yeah,
especially as
yeah,
they were one goal up. But sometimes in the Premier League, you see teams playing this possession game where the back defenders, the back four, particularly the central defenders, they'll just come to a stop and wait for something to happen, almost beckoning the opposition to come at them, a bit like the goalies sometimes do now. And I
yeah,
think that type of possession football, I have to say, I find it boring, where, it's going across the back and then up the side and back again. And there's no speed or, great will to get forward. But I thought with PSG, they played that tight, short passing possession game to perfection, because they also did it very quickly, and they were so skillful and accurate that they were getting through and probably could have scored more goals. So I thought they were very good to watch for the most part. Arsenal, I thought, played okay, but again, they didn't really have the answers to that possession game, and maybe they weren't quite up to their usual standard. I mean, a week ago, you may remember, Palace drew with Arsenal at Arsenal 2-2, I think it was, in the league, and they were okay then, but not the Arsenal we have seen. So maybe they're not really on their game so much this year. I don't know. It will be a very interesting game next week, the second leg on Wednesday, I think, next week, actually in Paris. And again, you think, oh, well, PSG have done the hard bit, they'll walk through it. But it doesn't always work like that, as
no,
Arsenal
it doesn't.
proved on this cup run. So
Yeah,
they could turn it round. On balance, I suspect they won't, which is a shame, because I thought maybe they might actually end up winning the Champions League, and they still could. But I think to go over there to a team like PSG,
yeah.
who are already leading, is going to be a very tough ask of Arsenal. But yeah, I quite enjoyed watching the game. I did think Arsenal would eventually equalise, but it was not to be.
Yeah, yeah. I don't really know what happened, but I quite liked Declan Rice's game. He played really well
Mm.
last night. And funny enough, I looked at the stats after the first half. So there was a stats after first half, and Arsenal actually had more. They played more corners. They played more.